Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd. So as my friends at yarnspirations.com, a quick and simple project is the stool leg cozies. Pretty much is kind of adjustable. They kind of stretch onto the base of a stool. The height that you do is basically your business. So I'm going to show you how to get started. You can go as high as you need to go, and then I'm going to show you how to end. We're going to be using Red Heart Hygge yarn that we have here. You can pretty much use any yarn that you wish. It's a great little scrap project to be able to do. I know for myself is that we have stools and stuff in the house that do scratch, so this is a perfect little accessory for that. So we're going to begin, and we're going to use a 6mm size J crochet hook and get right into it today. As we begin today, the stool cozy measures 2.5 inches wide by 6 3/4 long. Again, the height is up to you. We're going to start with a magic ring or adjustable circle, depending on what you want to call it. And to do that, we're going to put the hand in behind the yarn and just loop it in front. Just put it in front like this and use just 2 fingers. You're then going to take the yarn, going to the yarn ball around the fingers and cross over the top like this. Okay, so front of your hand, bring it around and cross over. And then I just use my ring finger just to hold that in a position. My goal is to get this yarn strand, but in order to get there, I have to go under here first. So slide your hook, a 6mm size J, underneath the first one, and then just loop it around and capture that one right here and just pull. We have tutorials available on magic rings and circles and adjustable circles on our channel if you need more detail. So we're going to do that, and what I like to do just to stabilize it is that I chain 1 and then it permanently locks. And when I go around the first time, I want to go over top of the 2 strands because I need to do that in order to pull this thing closed. So let's begin the first section. So I've already chained 1, so now I want to chain 1 more because the pattern says to chain 2. So I just put in that chain 1 just to satisfy me so I don't lose anything. And I want to single crochet 9 times into the center of this ring, going up over the 2 strands at all times. So let's count those out together. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Once I have this done, I'm going to pull up a large loop and I'm going to turn it over to the back side. Now with this strand here, I want to pull on it and it will close the center down completely. And you can't just cut that or not secure it. You have to secure it. And people complain about this stuff kind of falling out. And so what you can do is once it's on your tapestry needle, just go into there and just stay on the back side. So don't put the needle all the way through to the front of the project. And when you come through the first time, just go through a loop and just lock it. Then I want you just to go back and forth inside the back. So make sure that when you turn it over, you cannot see the needle because it means you're going too deep. So go through once, go through another section. This is twice, and a third time is a charm. And that should never ever fall out on you. And then trim. We're going to turn it back to the good side, and we're going to put the hook back in. And we're not going to be joining anything, so we are just going to make sure it says to place in a stitch marker. And basically, I would probably do that just to make sure your count is right for the first time, and then after that, you won't need to use it. So to place in a stitch marker, go in the last stitch that you have and just drag in a spare piece of yarn or place a stitch marker in position. Okay, so we're now going to begin. Then that was the setup round, and now we're going to begin round number 1. In round number 1, you're going to immediately jump to the first stitch. If you're not sure, it's the 9th one back from the here, so I always count it back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And you're going to use the back loop only. So in crochet, there's always 2 strands that make up a stitch. You're only going to use the back loop. And then in every one of the stitches in the back loop, you're going to apply 2 single crochets in here for each. Okay, so At first, it may be a little finicky, but you'll get used to it. You'll get more in your hands to hold. So continue in the back loop only, all the way around. So the stitch marker is going to indicate your very last stitch that you will have. So you'll place in 2 single crochets into that one as well, which is this one. And now I don't think you need to move that stitch marker, and in fact I don't think you need it at all, but what we're going to do is just cover on how to go around. So going forward until you're happy with the height, all you just need to do then is using the back loops only. And if you want to use both loops, it's up to you if you feel it's easier. And then you can just single crochet in each stitch around. So as you come around, you just keep on going around and around. And because this is not gaining any more stitches, it's going to form the tube shape that is used, it almost looks like maybe a freezy holder or whatever. And that will be the sleeve that will slide up the stool. So you just go round and around until you get the height that you want. They're suggesting 6.5 inches. And you know, it's just high enough that it probably will not slip off. And you can determine if you have something that's customized in your house that you would like to do this with, maybe furniture, in any way, stuff like that. So I want you to go round and around until you're satisfied, and then I'll pick you up on the last round when you're done. So just keep on going round and round. So I'm going to pretend that I've gone to the height that I want. So you can go as high as you want to go. Once you're at the height that you want to go, and every stitch now to the end is that you're going to slip stitch in each all the way around. So just slip. It doesn't say to slip stitch in the back loop only. So I'm going to slip in the regular stitch, but if you want to change your mind on that, you can do that. And this will turn the top of it to look like it has a knit finish at the top. And so you're going to slip all the way around, and then what we need to do is do an invisible join, which is kind of unique in that sense of that's not usually asked for much. So I'm going to show you how to do that in a moment. So let's just get ourselves around. You'll be able to tell because the stitch work will change, and then we'll finish off together. So coming into my last one, and I want to do an invisible join. So I'm going to trim the yarn, and I want to grab my tapestry needle. Now I'm in my last one. I didn't slip stitch. So to do this is that we're just going to put this through a tapestry needle, and we're going to make it look like it's a stitch by doing the invisible join. Once you're ready to go, we're going to go to our very next stitch. Okay, so we're in this one here, so we're going to go right here. So how we have to emulate the look of the stitch. So this stitch here, I want to travel from one side to the other underneath the stitch. And I want to pull this through, and it's going to pull the other one down. And I need to stick this back into the center of the here. And this will make it look like it's a stitch. See? And then turn it so that you can access the inside of this. And without changing the structure or shape by pulling it too tight, just tie it into a knot here. And then just carefully with your tapestry needle, just drag it down through some stitch work, down the shaft a little bit. And don't let that needle hit the outside. And then just for security reasons, just come right back up. Okay, but don't come all the way to the top. And you're just gliding it into some fibers, and therefore you can safely cut that down. And therefore you've joined it with an invisible join, and then all you just need to do is slip this up onto the stool, and then you're good to go. And it's a neat idea and quick and easy stash busting projects. That's it for now. Have a good one.